We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we record this podcast, the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening today.
Trigger warning for this episode, we discuss adult themes, body image, diet culture, and it contains some coarse language, so please be aware if you have little ears around. Hello and welcome to
Life Academy!
I'm your host, Dina Amy Kaplan.
And I'm your host, Alicia Bennett.
On screen frenemies.
To real life besties.
What's up, besties?
I miss you.
I miss you too.
I feel like it's been a very long time.
Is the last time we saw each other at the Wicked premiere?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute. It's been, wait, what has it been?
It's been like
a week?
A week and a half or something.
Weeks.
But we don't do very well when we're apart.
No, I miss you.
I miss you too, babe. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired and I'm like, there's some things kind of happening just not work-wise. There's some things happening that are stressful, I suppose, but it's got to do just with like Zach's work, and then we're putting stuff in the house down in Rye and shit's gone wrong with that. And so that's all stressful. And but other than that, I'm good and I'm loving the Christmas spirit in my house.
I froth Christmas. I mean, as a Jew, I froth Christmas harder than anyone else. Oh my God. Like I've got the tree up.
Yeah,
I've got the stockings out. I've done all my shopping. Like I get so overexcited. And I guess it's because I never got to have Christmas ever growing up. But now my sisters and I, all three of us are with non-Jewish boys. So we just go hard with Christmas.
It's so much fun.
It's the best.
I've got like full theme this year with my
theme?
Christmas. Well, it's not a theme, sorry, but just the color theme that I have on my tree. We're doing some pinks and reds and golds.
Oh,
like it's gorgeous.
I really love pink and red together.
Yeah, it's super cute. And like Isla's frothing it. It's the excitement that's kind of coming up with Santa Claus coming now.
It's so nice when they understand a little bit. Yeah, Maya, she doesn't fully get it, but like I keep saying to her like, oh, what are you going to ask Santa for? And she keeps saying the same thing. She's like, a little tree.
It's just so cute.
Like, what? This
Isla keeps
going on about a little tree.
Isla wants a little pink car.
A little pink car.
I mean,
that makes more sense.
I think she saw
tree.
like little tree's cute. Like she lives in a farm. Like
it is farm. Alex is like, I can't tell you how proud that
farmer.
makes me. that he's the ecologist's daughter wants a little tree. Yeah.
So cute. No, Isla's actually started to do so with her dancing concert this year. She's singing, "You better watch out, you better not cry."
Cute.
And what she started doing, and I've noticed since she started singing the song, she starts going and like putting her hands on her hips. And today, Zach and I asked, like, "What are you doing, Bubby?" She goes, "I'm pouting."
Yeah, Maya says to me all the time, she goes, "I'm grumpy."
Oh, you're so cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah, so Christmas is fun and I'm very excited for it. And I don't know.
Excited.
I also need to decide whether I'm going to do Elf on the Shelf. Like, am I going to commit to that or am I not going to commit to that?
She's a bit young. Save yourself.
Yeah.
All right,
well, that's what, you know what, my mum said that
for the
like,
rest of your life. Like,
I have a little elf on the shelf and I like, it's the Christmas spirit in me, Dina.
Does she get excited about Elf on the Shelf?
She doesn't know what Elf on the Shelf is yet. Yeah. Well, she has one and she calls it Elf on the Shelf and she's like, we're calling it Elfie and she wanted to sleep with it. And I was like, that's cute.
Elfie, that's cute.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll just do, maybe not every day, but maybe I'll do like once a week a little thing.
Yeah, all I know is at one point in your life, you're going to be going really hard with Elf on the Shelf. Like I know what the lengths my sister Gemma goes to. And it's it's full on. Like she's got like Pinterest boards of ideas of what to do with the elf. Because, you know,
I'm not surprised.
There's only so many days and you have to do it every Christmas. I don't know. I feel like save yourself a year.
Yeah.
Because next year she'll probably really understand it better.
Yeah, true.
But anyhow, I'm so glad to hear that you're doing well.
Yeah.
How's Pilates going?
I'm smashing out the hours
well
and I'm getting really excited to just become an instructor now. I'm like,
you're going to be the best instructor ever.
Oh, I hope so. That's very nice to say. But I hope so. I'm getting like excited about it.
Done.
Yeah, getting them done. And I'm just, I think, the thought of going to the extent of finally teaching a class and then having to, like do the exam.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a bit scary.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
But that's all a part of it.
Right. And look, we are going to do an episode on Wicked and do a review.
Yes. And I have so many stories attached to that beforehand because we've got a whole huge
episode to do with the Wicked premiere and the movie and the lead up to it. But today we've got a special guest. So you guys are going to have to wait another week till we do the Wicked one.
Yeah. But just before that, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really tired.
Yeah. You've still been absolutely smashing out school, right?
I've been smashing it, but I have officially submitted all 3 assessments.
Yay!
So that feels amazing.
Proud of you.
I just got back from 3 days off the grid. So it was Alex's birthday, and as we do every year for his birthday, we go to a cabin in the woods.
Are you pregnant?
I'm not pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant. This cabin was so small that it would have been like having sex on an airplane, to be honest.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I don't think any babies were made in this particular cabin. It was a tiny house, but it was teeny tiny.
Great.
It's so much fun. It was called like Into the Wilderness or Into the Wild, and it was so gorgeous, and we had no phone reception, and honestly, I just slept pretty much the whole time. I was so tired.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize.
It was needed.
Yeah, I didn't realize how tired I was. But Alex, like on the second day, he was like, wow, baby, you're really sleepy.
Sure you're not pregnant?
No, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I actually know I'm not because my cycle hasn't come back yet. So I'm not even ovulating yet.
Yeah, okay.
I'm because I
coming
keep
off
the
of your
listeners.
things.
Yeah, I came off the HRT, so I'm waiting for my cycle to come back. So I actually can't be pregnant because I'm not ovulating. But I am just really tired. But I think that's got more to do with getting up at 5 a.m. and staying up till midnight to study. And just been going so hard with uni.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels really good that everything was submitted. I had a tutorial this morning from 9 till 12 before we came in to record the podcast, and no one else in class has like submitted their assessments, and they were all talking about how stressed they are and blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
look at you go.
I was like, I'm good.
Top
But
of
the
the
thing
class,
was I
baby.
had to get it done before this trip with Alex because I was like, there's no way I'm going to go on this trip. And again, I did my thing where I took like 3 books because I'm like, I'm going to read 3 books in 3 days. I didn't open 1 book. But I really wanted to be present on the trip with him.
Yeah,
and it was,
rather than stressing
and
about
just be
school.
slow and like not be on my phone. And we didn't even have our phones on us. Like I had my phone a little bit because I wanted to capture some content, but like, yeah, we just ate really yummy stuff. Do you know, it was really fun because I have so many like food rules and limitations because I eat keto for my hormones and that's just what works best for my body. We did a food shop, but we were like, let's just get whatever we want to eat, all our favorite things. And we just went wild and like things that I would never eat usually. Like it sounds really silly, but like the party mix, you know, like the lollies, Alan's lollies party mix.
Yeah.
Fuck. So good. And we just got so much chocky and we just like, I don't know, just got yummy, yummy stuff. We also made beautiful salads and barbecues and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, 3 days off the grid. I'm back. I'm trying to get into a bit of a routine. I've been really not good with my training and exercise and stuff like that. So Lucy has been like, come on, girlfriend.
Get on it.
So yeah, I really want to get back to that. And I would like to not be so tired all the time. So I think having this pressure off with school now will allow me some more time to, I think I'm so tired as well. You know, when you're not exercising and you're not doing the self-care stuff and you're just like hustling through life. And then when I do get a spare moment, there's so much laundry to do or there's so much cleaning to do or like Maya needs attention and she needs to like,
there's always something to do.
Yeah. And her energy levels are like wild. Yeah. We also had my sister's 40th, which was so much fun.
My
It was a pajama party.
And you did yoga with puppies?
Oh, yeah, we did 2 things. So she had 2 parts to her 40th. The first part was yoga with puppies, which was so much fun.
I'm actually so shattered that I wasn't invited to this
We've got to do it.
Because like
no, we'll do it for our like Life Academy like wrap-up party or something.
Yeah.
It was the cutest thing in the world. We did fuck all yoga. We just let these puppies run all over us and it was the best dopamine hit I've ever had. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then she had her pajama party, which was her like
also
party.
So much fun.
So Gemma. And it was so fun. Like everyone went all out. Like people came in like robes with face masks on and their hair in curlers, and like dudes came in their robes with like cigars, and like everyone went all out. I was wearing like my leopard cashier pajamas. It was so cute. And Maya and Gemma had matching Peter Alexander like puppy pajamas, and it was really, really fun. But it was like, Dina, come on, because I had a makeup job the morning of the wedding. So I did a bride and 3 bridesmaids, and then I like drove an hour to get to the party. And then I did Gem and Ari's makeup. And then I had like...
They looked phenomenal.
Yeah, they looked amazing. And then I had like 4 minutes to get ready. And then I had to get Maya ready as well. So it's just like, I did like 9 people's makeup. And it was just nonstop. Yeah. And then the next day we left for Alex's getaway. So it was just absolute
No
chaos.
wonder you slept so much. Yeah.
No wonder. I've been so tired. But yeah, I had the best time at the 40th. It was so beautiful. We all said speeches and we lost it. Like, oh my God, I should post a video of it. But I absolutely lost it because Gemma is just, as you know, like the most amazing person in the world. Yeah. She's the most amazing sister. And actually someone came up to me, one of her friends. He was like, how do I raise my kids to talk about their siblings the way you guys talk about each other?
Beautiful.
And I was like, it's probably a question for my parents. I don't know, but I know Gemma set the tone, you know, and there was never competitiveness. There was always kindness. She's just the kindest person in the world. Yeah. And I was reading my script, and the bit that really got me, I was reading my speech. Oh my God. Ugh.
Such an actor.
My script. The bit that really got me was like, I said to her, you know, I think of all the phone calls and all the times that I called her where she was my lifeline.
Yeah.
And she just never gave up on me. She just always showed me patience. And there would be times when I was really rock bottom and I would be calling her day in, day out, being like, you know, saying really awful things like, I don't want to be here anymore and blah, blah, blah. And being really, you know, suicidal ideation and just all this stuff. And she just never gave up on me, even when everyone else like got sick of stuff. Gemma just
was always there.
Always there. And she was just my lifeline so many times. And I said to her, like in the speech, I said, I don't think you realize how many times you've saved my life. But
it's beautiful.
Yeah. So
no wonder you all bawled your eyes out.
Bawling our eyes out. And Maya was so confused and just like, Mummy, why are you crying? And then there was like a wall of cupcakes. Tammy and Atam did the food.
Oh,
so
yeah, they did.
The food was out of control. And then there was just a wall of like cupcakes. And Maya, I'm not joking, she must have had 17 cupcakes. And we got back to Alex's parents' place where we were staying for the night. And she was on one. She was literally like, I've never seen any. It was like she had the zoomies. She was like running around. She was so frantic. She was like, dance party. And like wanting to, like, it was midnight. And we were like, dance party. Yeah. We were like, you need to go to sleep. And she was like, oh, I'm going to do some work. And she would get out this thing and pretend to be typing on her laptop. And I'm like, what are you? She's like, I'm a scientist. She's typing. And it was like, I was like, wow, sugar really hits.
Yeah, sugar does hit.
Like,
so same with like the overtired and the sugar, it turns your kid into someone different.
Crazy. She was crazy, but it was also hilarious, and we got amazing videos of it. And she made up this dance. She's obsessed with her dance. She's obsessed with her her cousin, so my nephew Darcy, and she's like, Darcy's so cool. He is my friend. She's just like singing, like she just makes up all these songs. Anyway, it was amazing. And that's enough from me.
I love that. That was fabulous.
Okay,
Thanks for the little insight. That's a great little wrap up of your life over the past
Should we introduce our amazing guest?
Please
who
do.
Actually probably needs no introduction whatsoever. She is an incredible woman, and she also happens to be a very old friend of mine, which is crazy. And we can talk about that.
Also, like, you are friends with everybody.
I know you always say that.
Literally everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm lucky like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can talk about our friendship because we've known each other for a very long time. But she is so many amazing things. She's a podcast host. She's an author. She's an entrepreneur. She was probably the OG influencer that I ever really knew. Like, she was the OG.
She has multiple businesses.
She's absolute business mogul, genius.
Powerhouse.
A mother of 2. Incredible mother, and just a wonderful, insightful, wise human being who I'm really excited to introduce to Life Academy. Hello, Steph Claire Smith. with. Welcome to Life Academy.
That was beautiful. Also, do you know how many times I wanted to chime into your yap? My God.
Well, now you get to chime in,
Now
babe.
you can chime on in.
Okay, can I actually add a few things to what you guys were talking about? Okay, the pink and red theme.
Yeah.
There is like so many table runners and stuff that I saw in Kmart this morning.
I got everything from Kmart.
Cool.
Everything is from Kmart.
Pink and red is big in Kmart at the moment.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. Elf on the Shelf, I agree. Wait, we're doing it for the first time this year though.
Okay. Are you prepared?
How old's Harvey?
4.5. Yeah.
Are you prepared for all of the days?
I need to do the whole Pinterest thing, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
There's
like
heaps
really
of
excited
ideas on
about
Pinterest.
it. Yeah. I'm a massive Christmas fan and I saw this post the other day. It was just like one of the random reels that you scroll past on social media. I have no idea whose account it was from, but it was saying something about realizing that a lot of your Christmas spirit, and Dina, maybe it's not necessarily for you what you would relate to, but I realize that I'm turning into my mum. Like that's how much I love Christmas is I'm doing everything that my mum did. And it hit me because I was like, yeah, I mean, the obsession with wanting traditions around this time of year, that was like my mum every year. You could like expect where things were in the house and like the advent calendar and everything. So it's a special time when you can do it for your own kids.
Yeah. I think like I saw a similar meme where it was like the magic of Christmas that you want to create has come from a parent.
Yeah.
You know, like, and my mum made Christmas so magical. I should say my parents, like, you know, the house was always done up. Christmas Day was always just with family and we always had everyone around. And it was just, it's I have such incredible special memories and yeah, like I don't remember the presents, but I remember the people and the love and the magic.
The traditions.
Yeah. And I want to recreate that. I'm going to get so emotional. I want to recreate that for my daughter and, you know, and like it's so exciting because now my brother has his daughter and like it's just, it feels magical.
It's magical. It really is. Yeah.
But let's talk about you.
Yeah, we're all just like, Christmas. Oh, let's just sit in that nostalgia.
You are an incredible woman. You have done so much with your life. And as Dina said, like the OG model influencer, like when Instagram was first starting off, it's just like you were there. Like it was you know. How have you found, let's start from the very beginning.
Okay.
How did you find yourself, I guess, in that position with your following so early on with Instagram and modeling and that part of your career?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't intentional. I finished up school and the one kind of dream I had was to get into modeling, but I didn't know how that was going to go. And I had a casual job at the time because mum was like, okay, if you're going to have a gap year and not go to uni, like at least want you to have a stable job while you're, you know, figuring this out. But I was really lucky. I picked up some regular clients really quickly and ended up going full-time pretty quickly. And it was around the same time that Instagram became a thing. But when I first had Instagram, it was just for filtering my photos and putting them on
we've
Facebook.
spoken about that. Yeah. I posted the same photo 10 times to get different filters.
Exactly, totally. And then I remember, I don't know, it was probably a year into having Instagram, I would randomly come across these accounts that were public and this girl would have like 10,000 followers, but I had no idea who she was. Like at the time that was really weird. Like, you know, you knew celebrities or actresses or singers or whatever. Like,
but not random people.
You guys, you know, but not random people. And I was like, why does this person have so many like followers? That's so weird, but like cool. I like her fashion, I like her stuff. So that was kind of my first, I suppose, eye into that. But again, it wasn't this like, okay, now I want to do that. I was just so focused on modeling. And alongside that, I was just sharing my life. And there was a fitness page at the time that had quite a strong following that started reposting some of my pictures. And that's where a lot of my following started at the start. But I think it was about 2014 when I was living in New York that my following was around 400,000 people.
Wow.
And that's 2014.
Yeah.
Like that's
wild.
Wild.
What did that feel like?
Yeah, it was weird. It was wild. I think the weirdest part was when I was living in New York and I had people from like all over not just like Americans or Australians, but like all over the globe who were visiting New York coming up to me and saying hi. That was really weird for me because I was like, why?
Yeah. I don't know you. Yeah.
But I don't know. I just kind of went with it and I felt like the less I thought about the number, the better I was showing up You know, I think I would have overthought it too much if I really thought about how many people that was.
Yeah. And one thing I've always admired about you in terms of the way you do show up online is how authentic it is. You are so real and I fucking love it. There's nothing, and because I know you as well, and I've always said this to people who are like, oh my God, you know Steph Claire Smith. I'm like, she's like the real deal. Like you're so grounded, you're so authentic. Thanks. I think people who listen to your podcast and who follow you probably know this about you now, but for anyone who doesn't and thinks she's this supermodel influencer, like you are those things, but you're also just like a really down to earth Aussie chick. Like you are, and you're just so real and authentic. And I love the way you show up online. I love that it's not always perfectly made up. Yeah. You know, you show the difficulties and the challenges now of parenthood and motherhood. You've been outspoken about your mental health, about your eating disorders or body image. Like you've just spoken about all these things so authentically. And it's really admirable because you could have very easily just been the stunning Steph Claire Smith in the bikini and kept posting that. But instead you've gone down a very authentic route. And I think you've always had this interest in connecting with people who had interesting stories because you had me on your podcast many, many moons ago.
But that's not how you met, is it?
No.
No.
Do you remember how we met?
Was it the retreat?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, was it?
Yeah. So we met in Bali at a fitness retreat. Do you remember what year it was? I have no idea.
But it would have been 15, 16, maybe 2016.
Yeah, I'm really bad with numbers, but I feel like I was around 20 or a bit younger, maybe 19 or something. Yeah. And we went and we did this like active escapes is what it's called, a fitness retreat. And I went with my cousin Danny and Steph was there with one of her friends and we met and I was like, oh my God, this is like the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. And she's also so nice. And that's how we met. And then we just always stayed connected through, as you do through social media. And then you very kindly had me on your podcast, which I think back to now and I'm like, fuck, I was not.
Probably need to have you back on, to be honest.
Well, when you had me on, I was still in not the best place ever, but I think I was pretty raw and honest, which is what I do. Yeah. But I remember thinking, God, why do they want me on their podcast? Like, because I was still such a fucking mess. Like I was still, you know, in my, you know what I mean? I was still in the thick of it. I wasn't out of it yet.
But I think that's also so important that, you know, people can see as you were kind of saying, the representation of not being in the good place.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's this thing a lot of people often say, which I'm in two minds about, is that like if you're going to open up about something that you're going through or mental health or whatever, a lot of people believe that they need to kind of like work through it fully before they talk openly about it. And I get why people would say that. And I think in some instances, I think it's absolutely necessary. But there's been so many times as well that I have just felt called to be really real in the moment, not necessarily have the learnings from it yet or, you know, have it all figured out, but still wanting to be open and show up exactly how I feel like I am. And I think that's okay too for people to see. I don't know if you have to have figured out your shit to be able to talk about it. I think it's okay to be in it. I appreciate
that. And I always say your mess is your message. And I felt very honored when you asked me to be on your podcast. It was a long time ago, but it's a full circle moment. I don't know how long ago.
Well, the podcast is 6 years old. I was about to say, in the first year.
I was about to say, it feels like it was about 6 years ago.
I do remember listening to the episode too.
It was a bit of a fucking mess, but that's okay.
No, don't stop saying that. Yeah. That's not even the case.
I would love to talk about there's so much I want to talk to you about.
My God, there's so many questions.
Yeah. But what I would definitely love to talk about is a bit of motherhood stuff because I really love the way you show up online as a mother and I really follow your journey as a mother. How postpartum are you now?
6 months.
6 months. So you've got Harvey and
Billy.
Yeah. And Billy, you're 6 months postpartum. Yeah. Wow. And how are you feeling?
Good. I feel good. She is just a little angel. She's been amazing. And the dynamic shift in the family has been, you know, a transition that we're still working out. And I'm sure that we've probably still got a few hurdles to go. But all in all, we're super happy. Harvey's the most gorgeous big brother to her. He loves her so much. I think just because she thinks he's so funny and like laughs at anything he does.
That would seeing
It's
that
very
like
sweet.
two little babies that you made like laughing together.
I want that so bad.
Same.
Yeah, we both want that real bad.
It's very sweet. And it's funny because like he'll be doing something which to me is so annoying, and I'm like getting to this point of like fully overstimulated in the kitchen working through something, and he's like making some bird noise and I'm about to like explode, and then I turn around and she's like smiling and giggling at whatever he's doing, and I'm like, okay, you just keep going.
Keep going. I'll put in my earplugs. You guys keep going.
Yeah. So I think like those moments really make up for like the parts that have been harder, but also get me so excited for like the moment that she's, you know, up and walking and running around and can play with him a bit more, because obviously she's, you know, just a bub at the moment. But yeah, it's good. And I think on motherhood, I think like I think I'm just showing up how I appreciate others showing up, you know, as in especially because I was one of the first of my friends and my family to have a baby. I really turned to social media for like inspo or just connection or just like, I don't know, relating to something. Exactly. And just working it out. And so I would find different accounts, or, you know, then the algorithm would pick up on what I like to see. And a lot of the stuff it was showing me was really raw motherhood. And it wasn't, you know, all terrible. Like these mothers shared so much of the beautiful, you know, stuff that's really hard to explain. So I feel like it's so much easier to vent about the shit, like how sleep turns to shit, how sleep deprivation makes you like the worst version of yourself. Like all of that stuff is, I think, easy for people who don't have kids to relate to in some way. But then when you try and explain to them the feeling you get when they, I don't know, accomplish something or like pick up on a phrase of yours or just like those little, I think, how do you even explain that? That feeling.
Until you have
and it also sounds so meaningless to people who don't have kids. Like, what do you mean they pick up on a phrase?
Yeah.
You know, like who cares?
Yeah, like,
start seeing parts.
It's more than cute.
No, it's like it's the most beautiful thing in the whole world. No, that's so true.
I just love the accounts that kind of show a bit of it all. And I think that's something that I've really tried to lean into is I love so much of motherhood. It's a dream come true for me and it's something I always wanted. But I also don't want people to go into motherhood from following me thinking it's like just all sunshines and rainbows. Yeah.
I saw a reel recently of you on a podcast and you were being so incredibly vulnerable, and I connected with this so much. You were talking about self-regulation and you not being able to self-regulate and now seeing that within your son. And I 100% get that, because even now at the moment, like during this busy time of year, I'm finding that I've just got the shortest fuse and I get to the end of the night and I'm like, oh my God, you're such a shit mum. Like you did this and that wrong today, and like poor Isla, and like I just have this complete spiral. And then seeing something like that, I'm like, oh my God, thank God I'm not the only one. So it's so nice to have your vulnerability and your truth and your honesty just out there for everyone to connect to. And as you were saying, you know, you didn't want to just have all the wonderful things, but all the little bits and pieces and the hard parts as well. So I loved seeing that. It was so good. So thank you.
No, I think it's those like parts of you that you kind of are shameful of or feel yuck, and like I feel so ugly when I'm in those moments and I feel so ashamed and everything. But again, if I've ever seen whether it's a carousel or a reel or something of some mum that I follow, and then they write something about whether it was like an outburst or yelling at their kid or whatever it is, these things that we are like trying to avoid, right, as parents, and like with what we know now, we're like trying to be more regulated or at least teach them how to do that and all that. And when I read those things, I'm like, okay, cool. So like there's others that are struggling to keep it all together all the time. And I think for me, it's been really reassuring because I've also the last couple of years been on a journey since being diagnosed with ADHD that's brought a lot of answers and a lot of relief to me with some of that, especially with my emotional dysregulation. It made so much sense to me. But it's also made me like, I don't know, be really conscious or try as hard as I can not to, although it's kind of hereditary, there's like a good chance he might have it eventually anyway, ADHD, but he's really just a toddler, and I think I jumped to thinking that I'm like molding him into this like explosive little boy because of the way that I can be sometimes, which kills me when I see it because I just see myself in him. But then I'm also reminded
mirrors,
like,
aren't they?
yeah, you don't want to look at it.
Sorry, I cut you off.
You don't want to look at it though.
Yeah.
But they are. I say that to a lot of my friends who are going into parenthood. I'm like, especially I love anyone that's gone through therapy and worked through their own shit before becoming a parent. I think it's really great to know like what might be triggering to you when you become a parent, because it all comes up. Like even if you've done the work or not, it all fucking comes up.
100%.
And so I feel like, yeah, it really does push you to kind of come to terms with a lot of those things, and they really are the mirror that, you know, we kind of all need to see. And so I'm grateful in a way that, I mean, I've grown so much as a person since having Harvey, and now with these new challenges of having two and having even less time to fill my cup, which is basically the only way that I can have any kind of regulation with my emotions is by making sure that I have done certain things or had time. That's been harder too, because I've kind of gone into it second time around thinking that it'll be a lot easier than it has been.
Yeah.
Which is like a bit of a downer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I too am on the neurospicy spectrum, and I was really interested to see you speak openly about your diagnosis. What has that given you, having a diagnosis, and how has it helped you, as you just said, navigating life but also parenting? I'm really curious because I know how I am with my ADHD, and Alicia knows how I am too sometimes.
Yeah.
But what has it meant for you, and having a diagnosis and also speaking about it publicly? Like, I don't know, there's a lot of questions in there.
Yeah. I mean, I think first of all, with opening up about it, again, I just felt, because I was worried about opening up about it only because I'd seen people cop so much shit about it, particularly women. And which angered me.
Shit as in people were like, oh
you're
everyone
just jumping
has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jumping on a train, a bandwagon, everyone's got it these days, really kind of downplaying it. So I was nervous about that. But I think at the end of the day, because it's how I've always shown up, it felt like this massive fucking elephant in the room. Like it just felt like this massive thing that I mean, over the years in the podcast and everything, and even like with business interviews and stuff, I've spoken about some of my struggles before my diagnosis, as in like not knowing that I had ADHD. I'd spoken really openly about some kind of thoughts that I'd had about myself and these limiting beliefs that I had and just what I'd known of myself. And I think for me, the diagnosis brought a lot of answers to a lot of those insecurities. And so it just felt really wrong to not be able to talk about it and like continue kind of my story. And mostly it was received pretty well, I would say. Obviously there was shit, but that's always going to happen.
Always.
You know, I'm used to it now. And for me, it was more so for myself and, you know, for anyone that I could help. And I couldn't care less for the people that didn't want to hear it, to be honest. But for me, like, what has it meant? It's just the answers mean a lot. I, you know, from high school had this belief that I wasn't intelligent. I always said like, oh, I'm not academic. I didn't say I'm not smart. Like I never said I was dumb, but I just didn't have a lot of faith in myself when it came to more academic or operational or, you know, admin, anything like that. I was just like, I'm pretty lousy at that. I just had this belief in my head. And from high school as well, like even the subjects that I leaned into and that I loved, they were always the more sporty, arty, creative subjects, and anything unlike that, I really struggled to concentrate and all this stuff. And so I think there was a lot of stuff rooted from when I was young and that I, didn't really like about myself, but could never really change. And then as I got older and my world and my life became a little bit more overwhelming, the emotional regulation really fucking reared its head. And that for me has probably been the ugliest part of me that I am still coming to terms with and still working out different ways that I can, you know, help myself out to help the people around me. And that was the thing that I started going to therapy for, I think it was like pre-COVID or maybe when COVID just hit, like 2019, 2020. But back then I only went like twice, and because of COVID and the restrictions, and at the time I was like, I'm not going to do this on FaceTime. And so that fell away. And then I kind of revisited it years later and ended up doing some coaching and stuff like that. And then through that, psychologist got a diagnosed for ADHD. And that's when a lot of things just started to ring really true to me. And it doesn't mean that I don't struggle with those things anymore, but I'm able to kind of recognize them and have a bit more of a reason for them rather than go to bed thinking, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah, what's wrong with my brain? Like, why doesn't it work like
I
other
don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to be like this. I want to be, let's just call like the little things that annoy me about myself. Like, I'm so untidy. And if I ever try and like get on top of that, I'm good for like 2 days and then it just falls back into the way it was. The emotion regulation thing is bitch. And there's just these little things that I'm like, okay, I don't want to be like that anymore. And maybe
change.
Exactly.
Just do it. Yeah.
And it just doesn't.
Yes.
And it's so infuriating. But now I kind of understand why it's a little harder for those things to change.
So there's like some self-compassion that came in.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So are you also similar to Dina in the sense, because to me it seems potentially, because you've got so many different little businesses, I shouldn't say little businesses, but massive big businesses, because Dina is just always constantly doing something, always working, always has new ideas. And so is that how as well you have just come up with, you know, one thing and the next thing, just your entrepreneurial
I always say it's
brain.
like it's my downfall, but it's also my superpower.
Yeah.
Because it's why I'm like able to have so many things going at the same time. And I require a lot more. It takes me a lot more to get a dopamine hit than most people. Yeah. So I need to do like 57 things at once to like feel what most people, you know, feel from doing one thing. Yeah. Do you relate to that?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely relate to the whole, like I'll get really excited about something and start it. And if I'm on my own on it, most likely won't finish it. Like I definitely love the ideas and being creative and all of that. That's definitely been a part of my spirit. And it's been a massive, I think, a really good thing in business for me. However, I have also needed a support team around me for those things to actually come to life.
To see it through.
100%. Like Kick, for example, that's been my longest standing, I suppose, business venture, let's call it. And that's phenomenal. And it's grown into something that neither Laura, my business partner, or I ever imagined it would. And there's no way it would exist without either of us. Like, there's no way I would have pushed through certain things. There's a lot of kind of limits that Laura probably would have had. Like, we've complemented each other so much because of how different we work and that we are. And so, I think I do relate to it being like some sort of a superpower in that it's like exciting and new and creative. And but I think also
you need people to like help you finish things. I need to delegate. Yeah, I really get that. How do you know Laura?
So we met in 2013 through Melbourne Fashion Week.
Oh, wow. Also through modelling.
Yeah, wow. Which was both of our first fashion weeks, and we just hit it off. Like, we knew each other for longer and both did some time overseas. That's when I moved to New York and then kind of came back to Australia, and it all started from there.
And how did it start? Because from what I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, it started as a cookbook.
Yeah,
is that right?
ebook.
Because I remember being at the gym, and I was at a gym, and one of your like initial trainers, I've forgotten his name. Oh, I've just gone blank. Danny?
Yeah, he's still out.
He's still your trainer. Yeah. I was doing a session, I think, with Danny or something like that. And he was like, oh, yeah, they're putting out a cookbook. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. So it started as an ebook, right? And then it turned into so many things, because then next thing I knew, you were in shopping, like you were in Woolies and Coles with food products. And then you were an app, and then you had a podcast. And so it's had so many like arms to it.
Yeah, maybe that's how I've like it's had all these other arms to it that's kept it really exciting as well for me. But no, I think the main thing is like overall it's really tied to a very personal kind of story between Laura and I, and like what we went through with our own bodies and food and everything. And so I think because it's so rooted in something that we were really passionate about, every one of those arms has just been able to help more, like we've been able to help more people with it. So, and it's exciting things coming too. I think that's what's so cool is it's been 10 years now that we've worked together, and it's like not ending. Like there's just more arms to come.
How special.
So it's very exciting. But yeah, I think with the different arms, like the food business, we exited that a few years ago, but that was like a really cool thing to be a part of and a really great, interesting learning as well. Like the FMCG industry is crazy. And to me, I think like all of these different ventures, I just never thought I would be capable
doing so many things,
but also like never imagined being in an office, let alone like having a team. And my role's kind of changed now. It's a lot different now to how it was, say, a year ago. But yeah, being like in an office every day with a team of like 20.
It's insane.
Wow.
Like hiring,
that's insane.
Like, what? Like really?
That's my dream.
Incredible.
It's still very surreal.
Dina and I just starting and we're like, we can't wait to have a team behind us and like who would we have? And like
I was at the Shameless Media.
Yeah.
I was at the podcast studio last week. And I walked in and it was just like a room of women sitting at desks.
Oh, they've done amazing.
Working together. Yeah. And I was like, I think I messaged you or I voice noted Alicia. I was like, this is what we're going to have one day, you know, just like this office, like full of women, full of girl bosses, just girl bossing, you know, like just, and it just felt so cool. And I was like, oh God, one day I hope we get to have that. And like, you've done that. Like that is just so incredible.
It's been cool.
And you've done it so young as well. Did you have a plan or an idea of what you wanted to achieve career-wise, or was it sort of just like falling in your lap and being like, I mean, not to say that you didn't work your ass off for it, but was it sort of the thing of like, oh, now this is happening and we can move here, or was it a plan?
So I know people with ADHD, I feel like you can go one way or the other. You're either like full overthinker and have a lot of anxiety, or me, the latter. I was not scared of failing, like with anything. Yeah. So like I was like, why not try it? Like who gives a fuck? Like whatever.
My nickname's No Drafts, Dina.
Dina.
Amazing. Seriously.
So I'm the same. I get it.
And I just like, so I think that was really helpful because then when opportunities did, as you say, some opportunities do fall into your lap, you know, and it was great that we had this balance because Laws is a lot more analytical and like thinks a lot of things through a lot more, and
which is me.
It's good. You have to have that balance, though. You really do, because there's been times where I've been like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. And she's been unsure and has wanted to look into a lot of things, and then we've ended up doing it because our guts told us to, and it's been really great. Or I've been like, yeah, that's really exciting, and then she'll show me all the data points as to like why we shouldn't, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably can't argue with that one. You know, so I think it's really important that you have that balance. And I think with the business, no, I did not finish school thinking that this is where I would end up. Like my goal was to become a model, to do that. Crushed a lot of my dreams with that, which was it was like a roller coaster. I had some of the best times of my life with my modeling career, and it molded me to who I am. So I wouldn't take any of it back. But there was a lot of really hard times as well within that industry, very similar, I'm sure, to like what you guys have seen in yours. And so I think at the start it was really just about taking some of those opportunities and doing them alongside my modeling. And then as it started to grow and it was like, oh, okay, now we need to actually like hire someone, and this is becoming a lot more than something we just kind of work out of a cafe out together. Yeah, it was unreal, like just something I never would have pictured for myself. And I don't even know how to say it. I think the thing that I've always wanted to say though is a lot of people had these ideas. They like, when we said that we wanted to do something, a lot of people with maybe more experience or age put a lot of doubt in our minds about what could happen. Like before we launched the app, a lot of people were like, yeah, good luck. Like have fun with that. And
you're like, we are having fun with it. Thank you.
Felt really good to prove a lot of people wrong in that, I think. And so again, I think it's just about really giving things a crack. And for me, it's been not being afraid of if it falls on its face and taking the learnings from that to move forward. That's allowed us to kind of continue to grow the way that it has.
Amazing.
Failing is where the lessons are.
Totally. For sure.
And have you experienced much failure within business?
Yeah. I mean, like we're probably fortunate that because all of our decisions have really come down to what's best for the community, and there's not been a point where, and this is really important, I think, if you're going into business with someone, you've got to be really aligned on like your values, both personally and what you want for the business. Yeah. Because neither of us ever got to this point where we became like greedy for whatever, growing the business to a certain level or like money-wise or whatever. It was always just making sure that it came back to the community and doing what was best for them and taking them into account with everything. And so I think because of that, we've been able to stay really true to ourselves. And so even when things, I don't know, someone might call it a failure or whatever, have happened to us because we haven't let them down.
Yes.
It's been okay and we can get over it. And I think that's the main thing. But, like there's little things like, on some of the products that were on the shelves of Coles and Woolies, there were spelling mistakes and like all of that stuff that's happened. And,
they haven't knocked you out.
No, not at all. And I think as well, like coming back to kind of being vulnerable online, of course, there's this side of running a business like we do and then both also having a following like we do, that there's a huge responsibility in the way that we're showing up online doesn't affect the business at all. And I think once again, it's because it's so aligned to us personally, the business. We've never had, a problem where one of us has said something that's been like detrimental to the business or anything like that.
It's quite an amazing achievement to have 10 years strong, not only a solid friendship, but a working business partnership with a friend. I think that's an amazing achievement. I wanted to ask about your beautiful husband, Josh.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny. I was thinking about my last memory with Josh.
Yeah.
And it was in LA. And do you remember in LA that like Mexican cantina, like
that everyone went to?
That we all the Australians went to?
Yeah.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I can't
Wait,
remember.
the vegan one or the
No, it was on
one?
Sunset, and it was like this little like Mexican. Anyway, I was there with like a group of like 20 Aussie, actors and musicians and whatever.
Yeah.
And Josh was there, and I remember we were talking about you, and we were all drunk, and it was so much fun. Blah blah blah. But that was the last time I saw Josh in person. But so sending my love to you,
today.
Josh. Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
he's gonna come pick me up.
Oh, beautiful. But I wanted to ask you, and I'm not sure if this is still the case, but I remember hearing you talk about sort of gender role reversals at home where Josh was being the stay-at-home dad and you were going off to work. Has that dynamic remained the same or have things shifted?
Yeah. So he is still stay-at-home dad. And that for us was...
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Are you crying?
No.
I just love it so much.
If Alex wanted to be the stay-at-home dad, I think my like ovaries and heart would just melt. Like I just think it's the most beautiful thing ever.
I mean, it was definitely something he personally wanted, but also it made the most sense in our family. Like we were both a part of another business, a sunglass company that we both exited.
That's right.
Right when Harvey was born, and that was Josh's kind of main full-time thing that he was working on. So when that was gone, he had all of this time, and yes, he could have kind of gone back into something. His background is in project management of shop fitting company, and he didn't want to get back into that, but he very well could have. And I think it just came to this point where Kick was kind of at this level where there was a lot of, trajectory was really exciting and the team was kind of growing and the responsibility was growing. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to be like a full-time stay-at-home mum. Like there was just no way that I was going to be able to kind of show up how I wanted to for the business and do that. So we had these open conversations and he was like, well, yeah, no, I'll do that. And then I just kept checking in with him. Like I think it was maybe a year in and then a year and a half in that I was like, so do you want to go and do something now? Because, I mean, we were fortunate that my salary was obviously, we were able to kind of live off one person working. But he just didn't want to. He was having way too much fun as a stay-at-home dad. He was loving being able to connect with Harvey in that way. And also I think in it he saw how much it was supporting me doing what I could do. He's continued to be that and to do that. And I mean, like he doesn't stop. Like especially where we live now, there's a lot of like work going on around the house and everything, and he's managing all of that and does not sit still. So he's like constantly busy and working. And even though now I've got a lot more flexibility with my role and, you know, coming out of mat leave, I'm at home a lot. He's a busy man.
He's a busy man.
And that's the same kind of thing, you know, because if in a lot of cases there's the stay-at-home mum.
Totally.
And she doesn't fucking stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so to think that there's a stay-at-home dad, like if anyone was to think that he's just chilling at home, just playing with a kid, like I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's not. And then it is funny. I remember him saying, because I think the only thing with stay-at-home dads is it's motherhood in itself can be isolating. Stay-at-home dad, like next level isolating. There's no dad's groups.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that.
And all of his mates work. So there's no catching out for coffee with his mate, you know, with Bub sleeps in the pram. Like that doesn't happen. So
oh my gosh, it's so true. I never thought about that. Like dad's groups or any sort of community for stay-at-home dads.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's like small ones that exist or whatever, but it's just not a known thing. And for him as well, like he's got really great quality friendships that he loves. Like and he's he's happy to meet new people and he makes friends so easy, much like yourself. But he, at the same time, it's like he's so his time is so little that he can spend with other people. If he's going to do that, it'll be with, you know,
quality.
His quality close friends. So he wasn't really interested in like really putting himself out there to try and like meet other dads or whatever. Yeah. So I'm sure if he tried, then maybe he could have found something. But it was really isolating. It did get to a point where I think he felt like he couldn't really vent or talk about it because none of his friends would understand. Yeah. And also they didn't have kids to start with. Like we were first out of the group, but then even when they had kids, they went back to work, so weren't necessarily at home.
Yes.
And I still
really
remember.
Unique position
Totally.
That he's in.
100%. Yeah. And I remember when one of his mates called him one day because they, I think, were home for a weekend with their kid alone and were like, my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Because they would
so much respect for you.
They'd always give him so much shit, like that he was just at home, exactly what you said, like just chilling on the couch.
No, I have so much respect for him.
Yeah.
I am not cut out to be a stay-at-home mum. It's not in the DNA.
Yeah.
And a lot like you, like I love to go to work and I need to be working. I need to be doing stuff all the time. And I'm a much better mother when I have my own life and activities and adult projects going on. Mm-hmm. And I really take my hat off to people who have the capacity and ability to be stay-at-home parents because I think it's incredible and the work is insane. Yeah. Like to keep a toddler entertained for an entire fucking day and night. Kill me. Like I can't do it.
Yeah. So, I think it's really nice as well, like the dynamic between us. I mean, I think what's really special is I really see that. I think there's a lot of relationships where maybe because I'm going to say dad because, you know, in heterosexual relationships, it's very common that it is them who go back to work. But, you know, maybe they don't get enough of that insight to really know what the mum might need or whatever. Whereas I'm constantly, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here because he supports me, I think, more so than how I support him. But because I know of that and I know my mum friends and what they vent about and stuff like that, without that balance of work when they're in that time, I'm like constantly like, do you want to go catch up with your friends Friday? Or like, you know,
go play some
I'm
sport.
home this weekend, so why don't you go make plans? Like I'm like trying to get him out of the house, you know, like because I know that that's probably been the biggest part of his life that's had the biggest shift is his social life. Like he was a social bunny.
Yes.
And that's completely changed. So I'm very aware of that. And I just think that that's what's really special about this dynamic flipping is I think there is a little bit more insight on both sides to what the other person might need.
So much
understanding. Is it very different raising a girl to a boy?
So far, a little bit. And it's funny
tell
because
me more.
well, okay. So Harvey was before he started going to daycare, which he was 2 when we started going to daycare. He was very shy, very quiet, always gravitated towards the girls. Like very, very sweet in all those ways. And then it was like he just and I think it's also an age thing, not just daycare and kinder, but he started to get a little more confident to kind of go up to boys and hang out with boys and stuff like that. The energy that guy has because I saw some of my girlfriends who had like 2-year-old boy, it had started earlier with them and I was like, oh, he's just not like that. Like he's a real soft, like quiet, gentle soul. And it's come now and, you know, it's constantly wanting to wrestle and be dirty and like hitting and like the energy that they need to like get out is crazy. Billy's only 6 months old, so I'm sure she's going to be the same. But I think I've seen that in some of my friends who have a boy and a girl. There are some of those differences that seem to ring pretty true. However, he loves painting his nails. He loves drawing. He loves, like, there's a lot of things that I think, and then there's a lot of things that he doesn't like. He's not really into superheroes. Like he's not, you know, he's a monster truck fan, major monster truck motorbike fan, but equally like wants a Barbie doll. Like, you know, will want to put his friend's dress on like when he goes to the neighbor's house. So like he's not like, I don't know, he's not stuck in a box, which I love.
Love that.
And I'm really intrigued to see how Billy turns out too, because I was a little bit of a tomboy. I think having an older brother, you know, I wanted to get into a lot of the same things that he did. But in the same light, I, you know, loved Barbie, did all the dancing, singing, like, so I'm intrigued to see if she's kind of got that balance too growing up with an older brother. Could go either way. Don't know. It's so interesting. I think it's just, it comes back to that nature nurture, you know, debate. I don't have the answer. Like I think it's really, they just are their own person.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember there being a period where I did try and like influence him to, if maybe he was too young for it, but like with like babies and stuff like that. And he was like, no, I'm not, I don't want to fucking, no. Give me my monster truck.
We were talking about this before we started recording as well, that like my daughter Isla, she might have been 10 months old, younger even, and she had a little dolly and she was just like patting
really
it, you know, rocking and then my girlfriends who have boys, like that, you know, they are a year old and rolling around and throwing themselves everywhere, and they, you know, even if they have the choices of like playing with a Barbie or a doll or a truck, they're going for like the more rough and tumble thing it's majority weird, of the time. And that's, again, not to say that any little boy wouldn't choose the Barbie or a dress up or whatever, but it's just so like I do find that my girlfriends that do have boys, they are just non-stop.
It's really interesting.
Hectic.
But yeah, again, like, you know, he had his neighbours, she had a mermaid party and it was like this under the water theme. And there was discussions of him going as a pirate or Maui or whatever. And then we went to the store and he picked out a Princess Fairy costume.
I love it.
And I was like, cool, we want it as a Princess Fairy.
Go for it, kid.
You know, we get there and like half the boys aren't dressed up, the other half are superheroes. So like not even in theme. Yeah. Which he didn't end up being.
You're like, not even in theme.
I mean, he was a fairy. Like,
try
not
at least.
A fairy.
That's magical.
But yeah, but I was like, you know, I do. I think it's really interesting. I mean, even I do feel like some of it must come from the parents. Like even the other day, I remember we picked him up. He likes to get his hair plaited by this like one teacher at his kinder. And then one day we picked him up and one of the male teachers was like apologizing to us. And we're like, oh, that's fine. Like he can do whatever he wants. Like if he wants to have a plait in his hair, I don't care. Yeah. Anyway, and then we found out that it was because apparently some of the boys who joined in as well and like went home with plaits in their hair, their parents complained.
Oh, wow.
So like I think it is just this like some of us are kind of moving to this like, you know, whatever
fluid way of being.
Kind of being, but others still aren't. So I think there is a little bit of both. I think it's nature and nurture. I don't know. It's really hard.
Sure.
It's
wow.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to also tackle because then, I mean, I think that's the beginning of it, isn't it? Like you can't have a braid in your hair. What's that already telling?
Yeah.
You know? So that's
so
tough.
Interesting that parents had something to say about that.
Wild.
I find it disappointing, really.
Yeah, I do find it a little sad.
Like what harm is that doing?
I just have to tell you that Maya's name was almost Billy.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah, because we went to the Billie Eilish concert and we think that was the night Maya was conceived and we just both loved the name Billy.
Oh my God.
And so the names were always, it was always going to be Maya or Billy. So I love that you have a Billy because it's such a beautiful name.
Thank you. I'm just glad she was a girl because our boys' name list was literally
dismal.
Well, because I think Harvey was like our favourite boy's name.
It's a great name.
So we were like, well, shit, anything we pick is going to be second best to Harvey.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, because we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. And yeah, when we found out, we were pretty set on Billy for a couple months before that. But it was funny because then people were like, oh, if it was a boy, wouldn't you have just called it Billy? And I was like, no,
Billy for a girl. Yeah. I'm the same. I didn't like Billy for a boy. I liked it for a girl.
Well, Maya's gorgeous.
Thank you. Are you, sorry, Alicia?
No.
Do you guys feel like your family's complete, or is there more children to come, hopefully?
Josh got a vasectomy, so
Oh, wow.
no more kids.
You guys are...
You are complete?
Yeah,
complete.
we are complete.
How does that
And
feel?
It's like, it's hard. I think because I'm in this phase, I love babies. I had a really good pregnancy both times, great relationship with birth. So like, there's no trauma there.
Wow, that's rare.
Yeah. So I totally understand women, like my friend had, hyperemesis, both kids, and it was really fucking rough. And she just basically was like, there's no way I could do this again.
Yeah.
And that was more so, the decision to have two was more so based off of that. And I was like, fair. Like that looked so hard.
Yeah.
So I understand like why other people get to those kind of decisions. And then of course there's like financial and all that. But to be honest, we have the space, we have the means, we could definitely extend the family, but it just feels right. And I think maybe it's because I'm familiar with this dynamic growing up with my brother. I loved it being the two of us. It just feels really right. And through some stuff that we've gone through in it, it just was the right decision for us. And it's not to say that I'm not emotional about it. Like I think now the hardest part is like every time Billy has a first.
Oh, it's also a loss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like that's hard. And I think about that too much. Like I know that's going to, that's really hard. But I think it's just like you have to make that decision, obviously, between the two of you, and that's what's happening. So we are complete.
You are complete.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, vasectomies are reversible. So just saying.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they can be.
Wow.
It's like it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing as well. I got to this point where because I kept leaning on that, and Josh is like, I'm not going to go do it if you're leaning on the fact that I'm getting a reversal. Like this isn't an IUD that we're just going to pull out.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I think where we got to was like, if we desperately changed our mind in like 3 or 4 years, whatever it is, and we're like, fuck, like we would be very comfortable with it not working.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where we got to a point where it was like, no,
that's a good place
I
to get
highly
to.
doubt we are going to get to that point.
Yeah.
But if we do, we're also very comfortable with the decision that it's likely not going to be.
That's beautiful. Your family.
So anyway, we're complete.
You've got so much going on outside of your family world to know that your family world is complete.
Yeah.
Then you've got all these other amazing ventures and things that are going on. It's not like you're not busy.
I do have a question with that. So obviously like so busy before having kids, and now like having kids, it's so busy. But how did you find, I mean, first after having Harvey and now after having Billy as well, how has motherhood sort of reshaped you and changed you and in terms of your mental health and the way that you are in the world?
Yeah.
Did it completely break you down? Did it just reshape? Like what happened for you after becoming a mum?
Yeah. I think I was always super maternal and knew that it was something that I wanted and was very excited for. So in a way it felt really natural when it happened. What threw me though was finding the new juggle of life with really loving motherhood and really loving my job. And it not being like a 9-to-5 job, like it kind of being, I'm never really switched off.
Yeah.
And that was hard because suddenly I was really torn between what am I prioritizing on any given day. And sometimes, like, of course, family comes first if there's like any illnesses or whatever, like everything drops. But there was, weeks or whatever times that I really had to prioritize work. And that was really hard to, I think, work through what I actually really wanted or like what was actually going to work. And I had to push myself and learn a lot through those phases. And I think it was probably until Harvey was like, I want to say 3.5, that I got to a place where I actually worked out what I was doing was too much and was trying to juggle too much and wasn't filling up my home cup enough. And had to be honest with myself and people like Laura, my business partner, about how I was actually coping, because I really kind of masked it thinking will know it was my decision outside of work to go have him. That doesn't mean, you know, that I can just chill out at work. Like we've got all these big ambitions and stuff like that. So get fucking to work and like go and prove that you haven't
a lot to navigate
changed at all, and that your drive hasn't changed, and that you're, you know, you still have the same capacity, which like you just don't. You just don't. Like, yeah, we are incredible at juggling and multitasking, and like you do. I feel like I can handle a lot more than I used to be able to. My capacity in so many ways has grown, but at the same time, it's different. Like my mind can be elsewhere and my heart can be elsewhere. And that was really hard to kind of work out. But I was really lucky to have, I suppose, my friendship with Laws. Just it allowed us to finally create a space where we were really honest with each other about some of that stuff. And we did have to work through that. We had a coach help us work through that.
Nice.
That said coach is actually now our CEO.
Wow.
So that's a different story. But it was really important work for us to go through to just really ensure that the job that we were doing in Kick and the role that we were playing was both valuable to the business, which was like probably the most important thing, and then also filling up our own cup and actually like what we felt like we were good at. And because there was a few years there where I was just doing stuff to be doing stuff. Wasn't really what I felt like I was good at or anything. It was just to make sure we didn't need to hire someone else or whatever to fill that role. And and that can kind of affect your passion to certain things and everything. And I hated that feeling. So when we were able to make like minor changes and bring in some of that flexibility for ourselves, we were able to show up for the community way better because we were actually doing what we felt like we were good at, and had way more energy when we were there and stuff like that. So that was a really important shift, but a really hard thing to navigate, I think, alongside motherhood first time around. And I think now I'm so much clearer on some of those boundaries, and I feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable at placing them second time around. But also I have less time. So there's that.
You got two now.
You know, but it's just one of those hard juggles when you really love, like I almost wish I didn't like my job. You know what I mean? Like I wish I didn't love it because then I could maybe switch off better and be more present. But when I'm at home, I'm like thinking about
and you're so passionate
I'm
about
excited.
No, I'm the same.
You know?
Like when you're passionate about what you do, you can't switch the brain off. So I wanted to ask you, aside from your incredible babies, what are you in your varied, phenomenal career that you've had and life? What are you most proud of? Or what stands out for you? And you can have a few things.
Oh God. Okay. There's nothing more rewarding than when we meet some of the community members, whether they're new or they've been with us from the beginning, and they open up about something that they might have been going through and that Kick came into their life, and, you know, they speak through the way in which it helped them. Like there's nothing that beats that. It's like the biggest driver that I have to show up every day is to do that for more and more people. And that is by far like the proudest, I think, particularly when I think of this one particular story. It was actually at a Bali retreat. We met this mum, and she'd come with her 18-year-old daughter, and this mum like was a bit teary with us. I don't know what it is about mums, but when they like come to you and they think you're a good role model for their kids, I'm like, oh my God, that's the best compliment ever. And she, got a bit emotional and just basically had said that her daughter was at a period of her life where she wasn't leaving her room. And then she started to see her leave the room, and she'd roll out a mat and do, 10 to 20 minutes of Pilates or HIIT on the deck, and realize that she was following the Kick app, and she'd see her smile. And she was like, it was like the only time that she was smiling, that we saw her smiling. And then she'd start to like come out of her room and have dinner with the family and like, just found a little bit of joy and found the community. And I think hearing stuff like that, it's so special and definitely
so rewarding.
The thing that I'm most proud of with what we have been able to do.
It just speaks to the essence of what you do and who you are and your whole ethos.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very moving to see how much that moves you because like to know you, I so understand why that is what you're most proud of because all you want to do is help lift other women up or, you know, other people up. Like you just, you've always had this way about you of wanting to help other people, you know, not suffer the way you suffered and like find a better way to navigate this fucking crazy thing we call life. So I can so understand why that story stuck with you. That's really fucking beautiful.
Thanks.
That's a stunning story. Like it's because that's what it is too. I mean, I think Dina and I have had similar experiences through Dance Academy with people coming up to us and just, you know, saying this storyline helped me so much. And now I think we're starting to experience it with Life Academy where people have come and they've listened to an episode and they've been like, oh my gosh, I connected so much with what you said. And it's like
it's what makes it so rewarding.
It makes it so rewarding and it makes it worth it. And it's just like that's I think why all of us are doing this is to help and to be there and to be a, I don't know, shoulder to cry on.
Yeah,
kind of,
I think it makes you realize that like not everyone has those friendships where maybe they can be as open or honest about stuff that they're going through. And so if you can have some of these conversations, whether they're lighthearted or deep, but, you know, maybe breaking down some of those taboo things, like you underestimate how much that can help someone. And I think through Kick, like, yeah, sure, she was like following some workouts, but for us, the community stories have come a lot from connecting with the community, whether it's like at the run clubs or, you know, they've moved state. And so they're like, does anyone want to go and do a Kick workout or get a coffee? Like, because they just know that the people in that community are going to be like-minded.
They're
probably their people.
It's their people.
And that's beautiful. Like,
what an amazing thing to have created. Incredible.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do you have any other moments that pop into mind?
Oh, I think, you know what? It's funny because I think, you know, I get messages and stuff like that of congrats from people when things like I was in Forbes 30 under 30 and AFR Rich List and things like that. And
congratulations.
Which is like,
incredible things,
it's fucked, to be honest. Like I've been like, what the fuck? Because it's something that there's no fucking way I would have believed you if you told me that when I was in school that was going to happen.
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that amazing that it wasn't even on your radar to believe that big?
No. Like, you know, so I think for me, like I get those congratulations and I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, it's amazing. But again, I put it down to the business and it's much bigger than me. Like it's what that business has done. But and so I appreciate it for getting recognition for the business, to be honest, more than myself, because I think it's just not the thing that I'm attached to or that I'm like is my reason for doing business. I don't show up to show up in the AFR. I appreciate it, but I don't show up and work to do that.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny when people, congratulate you for things like that. And I'm like, yeah, cool, thank you. But like,
I mean, they are pretty incredible achievements,
thank you.
know.
But, you know, I'm like,
totally hear what you're saying. It's not your driver.
Yeah, like I went to a run club the other day when there was 40 people there. And, you know, I spoke deeply with like 3 of them and it really moved me. And that is something that I felt way more proud of.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know. And then I think from the modeling side of thing, I was really stoked to be able to work with some of the brands that I got to work with. And I say it like it's ended. Like it's something that I still will do little bits here and there. It's
I was
something
about
that
to ask you that. Do you still model?
Yeah, very little stuff. But I do still enjoy it. I think because I've been able to come to a point where, you know, I can just be me. Like they're booking me for me. They're not booking a blonde size 8, you know, 5'9" model. They're booking me.
Steph Claire Smith, baby.
Which I'm really fortunate, you know, to be able to say that. But it's really changed the pressure, I think, that I put on myself when I do show up on a set or anything. I feel like I can just be me and show up how I am. And so I am able to enjoy it more. Whereas, you know, back in the day when it was a little bit different, there was a lot of external pressures. And
I was just thinking of this funny story I have to tell you.
Yeah.
My partner Alex is not on social media and Is
that why you always do off the grid when it's his birthday?
Yeah, pretty much. He's off the grid in general. Like he just hangs out with plants and trees.
Love that.
And he doesn't know anything about pop culture at all or celebrity, anything. But he knows who you are, right?
Oh, really?
And I was like, I have to tell you this because it shows you how famous you are, that Alex knows who you are. But it's actually because he went to school with Dan, who we were just talking about, the trainer.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, Dan's a trainer for this. She's like this really famous influencer. And, and I was like, yeah, that's Steph Smith. She's a friend of mine. And he's like, yeah, she's super famous. And Dan's got this gig working with her and blah, blah. And I just thought it was so funny, like that, you know, even Alex knows who you are, which is just like, you know. So you're a big deal in our house.
It's funny. It's really funny. And I think also because I've been online like for a while now. It was 2011 that I created my account. And yeah, as I said earlier, like 400,000 people by 2014. So it's been a while of having that
Where
kind of following.
Where did they come from, that 400,000?
Just like people back then, algorithms were different. Too.
Oh, you said the sporting brand was reposting.
Yeah. Like fitness brands and stuff would repost, and then obviously like I was modeling for different brands. So like, you know, if Billabong posted, you know,
I have like
that.
vivid like visual image memories of you in certain bikinis and stuff.
Oh,
because I would look at them and just be like, oh my God.
Yeah, 100%.
Like there was like a blue bikini, I think. I remember it so well.
So funny.
Yeah.
So many different bikinis.
Yeah, you're iconic.
Iconic. That's the perfect word.
But it's funny, right? Because then we you know, with our team that's grown, there's been some, you know, young 20-year-old Gen Zs that we've hired and to help us with social media and stuff like that at points. And a few of them have had no idea who we are. And like, that's fine, right? Like, I'm like, this is refreshing and like, this is cool. Like, tell me what, you know about social media and everything. And it is wildly different to the social media that I think I was more used to, you know? But it's interesting. It's nice like working with it, but it has also at times made me feel like, oh my God, I'm becoming less and less relevant with the youngies, which is fine because our brand and our business is evolving as we are.
Yes.
But the other day, someone came to our run club and her mum was there and she had braces. So I was like, oh my God, I feel like this person might be young and she's still in school. And I was like, I'm sorry. How the fuck do you know who we are? Like what?
Yeah.
It was so sweet. She would have been like 17. And she knew about Kick and knew who I was. And it was just like this moment that I was like, cool, so we are still reaching.
You're still relevent, babe.
Still relevant.
Still an icon, still relevant.
On that note too, with essentially, you know, being an icon.
Sure, ask me anything.
Yes. Have you found, and has it changed over time, the thought of like, I need to keep up a specific image of who you are? Because also you're so open and honest with your podcast and on social media. Do you have times where you sit there and you double take and think like, oh, maybe I shouldn't talk about that, or maybe I shouldn't post that, or do you kind of have this thing in you where you have had an idea of a specific image that you want to hold on to, and has it held you back in certain aspects of business and life and career? And
I think
you don't seem like you give too many fucks.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I did. I think when I was chatting before about some of that like rough time when I returned to work after having Harvey and was like really trying to figure out like, okay, who am I? How am I showing up in the world now with balancing work and motherhood? That was a time that I masked a lot and like really tried to pretend that I was okay when I wasn't, and like lean into the whole business chick and
do it all.
I had a lot of doubts in myself and everything like that, and did care about what people thought, particularly what Laura, not only my best mate, but my business partner, thought about me. I made a lot of assumptions, and this is stuff that we've obviously worked through and had conversations about, but it was this insecurity of mine that I didn't want to disappoint her in any way.
I get that.
So with
moments.
that time, for sure, that was heavy on me. But we've kind of come back to the relationship that we started with, which was really respecting how different each other were, and being totally okay with that, and actually liking that about each other and celebrating that a little bit more, which has been really beautiful. So I think, I'm back to this point now where I'm like, no, I'm I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with who I am.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot to learn and I'm really open to that. But I'm also, I'm kind of over trying to be someone that I'm not. And I think it's really nice to hear you say, Dina, that like, you know, when people ask you what I'm like or whatever, that you can kind of say, which is what you'd think she is, because that's kind of my whole goal. Like I'd hate someone to meet me and be like, oh, she's not what I thought.
Yeah. She's really
I would hate that.
Yeah.
I really hate to be disappointed. Like if I met. So I try, and it would be really exhausting if I showed up in a way that wasn't natural to me, because then, if I saw someone at Coles or whatever, I'd have to be that person. But I'm just kind of like who I am. And so I think, I mean, that's allowed me, I constantly still go to the supermarket with no makeup, pajamas, like Ugg boots on. I don't give a shit about that.
Same girl, same.
So, and I like that. I think if I had like this image to uphold, or that I felt like I needed to do that, that would be really exhausting. So
very exhausting. Something I just thought about, which I've always thought, but I haven't actually ever said this to you, is that I used to think, and I hope this won't come out the wrong way, but I used to think how difficult it must be for Laura to, and I don't want to like, how do I say this without sounding offensive, but just being like side by side with Steph Claire Smith, the icon, I used to think, wow, that might be, I might find that really challenging of how I show up next to you. And what I have to like take my hat off to Laura with is like, she has so much intelligence and integrity and her own authenticity
100%.
that she holds her own.
She
like,
does.
damn.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some like conversations she's had on podcasts and I've read things, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, like this girl is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And like she holds her own in any room. Like
totally.
she doesn't, and you said before, like the business wouldn't have worked with either of you. Like it didn't work because of you and your fame and your, like you had to have each other.
Yeah.
And I can really see that. I can see what an asset she is.
Yeah.
Because I really respect her. She's like a very smart woman.
She's amazing. And I think like she's been open about this as well. She went on the Imperfects a couple of years ago and actually was really open about the fact that when I was first on that show, I had probably only listened to like 1 or 2 episodes. It was years ago. She was a massive fan of the show. And when I got invited to go on as a guest, she was like, and then when I kind of said to her, I was like, oh, I'm going on the show. She was kind of like, oh, like you fucking what? Like as if you're getting to go on there before. And she was really honest with them about that, and that, you know, when they did ask her to come on, that she kind of felt like, oh, is this like a pity thing because you've had Steph on kind of thing. So like she has spoken about this. And I think it's really interesting because from my point of view, particularly as the business has grown, I'm the opposite. Like I think very little of, well, not anymore, but I really thought very little of myself in the business sense and constantly compared myself to Laura, particularly when we were talking to people like investors or going and networking with like other businesswomen and entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Like I felt like a fucking ant, and she would just conquer the room and like I was always in awe with how she presented. She was just amazing. And so like it's funny when like we were honest and we've spoken about these sort of things within our friendship, it's sad that those things have to exist in a female friendship. But I think it's also very natural and normal that we compare to one another. But I think what's been really beautiful is that we've kind of come back to, well, hang on, that's what's beautiful and that's what's worked is because we are different and because we bring different things to the table. So yeah, I think it has been interesting.
Equally valuable things that you bring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'll think I'm not bringing enough value because I don't know, just showing up differently to how she is, or my role maybe isn't impacting the business like hers is, and because she was CEO and like everything that she's I don't know, I couldn't have done that role. She's amazing. So you doubt yourself and you compare. But when we realized we were both doing it, that was when we were like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Oh my gosh.
And you were saying as well that you sort of had a coach that you both worked with.
Yeah, Janie.
Has that always been the case, or has that come in at a certain point that you were like, okay, maybe we need some things and someone to sit down with us to have an open dialogue?
Yeah. So Josh and Dalton, a while ago, our partners, we were away and they kind of, I wouldn't want to say ambushed, but sat us in front of each other and basically like, you guys need to fucking talk to each other. Because I think we were both going home and like venting to our said partners. And then they caught up the night before this and stayed up a bit later than we did and just like started talking about some of the stuff that we'd brought home. And they were like, so why aren't they talking about this with each other? What the hell? And what they kind of came to terms with was we cared so much about the other person and like not wanting to put anything on the other person or for the other one to have any more to worry about than they already do in their lives that we just weren't being honest about like 5% of things. And so they basically sat us down to do that and it wasn't the way to do it. We've learned that now. It was a lot for me. Like I got real defensive and just felt really like the rug was taken out from underneath me. You know, I look back now and I'm super glad that Laura felt she could finally say some things and all that sort of stuff. It was an important conversation, but it wasn't handled how it should have been. And it was part of the reason that I did tap into that, like, fuck, I need to make sure that I'm showing up and like she's proud to say that I'm her business partner and all that sort of stuff. And I got really worried about and assumed too much. And so it's not like that conversation then opened us up to having more of those conversations. It like scared us to ever do it again.
Right.
So then it was, a couple of years later, Laws was doing coaching with Janie and a couple of months into it, I was seeing the difference that it was making in Laura's confidence and everything. And I was like, fuck, maybe I need a bit of Janie in my life.
Yeah.
So I started.
Sounds like we all need
yeah,
a bit.
yeah. So I started getting coaching with her too. And what she noticed from coaching with us both, and she's worked with, hundreds of founders, she was like, you guys need to talk about some stuff and then everything will be fine. Like it's really like, I feel like you're both making this so much worse in your heads than it needs to be. And so she helped us kind of have this really honest conversation, which flowed a lot better than that first one.
Yeah.
And it did. It really initiated some incredible change and it made us so much more confident in bringing up stuff like that feels like a little bit uncomfortable and whatever. From then on, we were able to do it ourselves. It's not like we needed Janie there every time. And we're able to be honest. And it was just so important for us in that working relationship, but also obviously like our personal relationship too. So yeah, I mean, I can't even remember how we got onto that, but.
Well, I don't know.
But it's great. It's great. Highly recommend.
Thank you so much, Steph, for your incredible life lessons here at Life Academy and all your wisdom and just the beautiful human being that you are. Thank you so much. Your iconicness. Before we wrap up, we do like to ask our guests, and we also do it as well for some, we call it DreamWork because it sounds less shit than homework.
Yeah, nice.
So some DreamWork or a recommendation, anything that you're using or loving or watching. Yeah. So do you have anything for our listeners?
Yeah, I think especially because I was talking about kind of like the moments of like me being emotionally dysregulated, et cetera. One thing that I have found has helped me in moments is breath work. And there's a guided meditation on our app called 4-Part Breath. It's basically where you build up to breathing in for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, out for 4 counts. It's also known as like box breath.
Yes.
I only really need to do it for a few minutes and it resets me so well. So I highly recommend trying it out. And
breathwork is so powerful.
It's crazy, right? It's like this thing that we're supposed to just like do without even thinking.
Change your whole it's incredible.
What?
You can change you can change your entire nervous system and like biology through breath work. You can have psychedelic experiences through breath work.
What?
Yeah. Breath work is crazy and so underrated.
So underrated. I agree.
Do some breath work.
We do a lot of it at the retreats because we bring Nicole in from Queensland because it's just, for me, it was such a huge part of my healing journey.
Yeah.
And I use it all the time. Like when I seldom get angry or lose my temper or anything like that. But when I feel anger coming up, I just straight away, like I go into breath work and it's just,
and
I love it.
Do you have to like go sit down in a private space? No. You can do it anywhere?
Yeah. I mean, there's been times where like if I've been really overwhelmed, had a big morning and then I'm like getting to the office and I'm like realizing I'm still in that like overwhelmed state before I'm even stepping foot in there. I just sit in my car and I'll do it for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Wow.
And I just feel a little bit more.
Yeah.
Centered.
And that's so cool that you can also see such a difference because I feel like, whenever I've been angry. I'm like, take some deep breaths, Alicia. Yeah. Like it does nothing.
No. It's knowing how to do like proper breath work.
Yeah,
like
you need the guidance first.
Box breathing's really great for for guided breath.
Cool. I like that. I'm going to look into that. Thanks for that recommendation.
That's a great rec. You're welcome.
I'm going to rec something I've been watching. It's so fun.
It's been a while since you've had
okay. Because I actually have been too busy to watch anything. But I've had a bit of time late at night to watch some reality TV, and it is so good. It's called Dress My Tour. I can't say the word tour. Tour.
You can. Anyway, say it well.
It's called Dress My Tour. And it's on Disney Plus, and basically it's like Project Runway or like any like fashion competition show, but they have to dress celebrities for their for their shows.
Cool.
So they have like that singer JoJo Siwa or whatever in there, and then like Toni Braxton and like all these different famous artists come in, and the designers have to do a dress, but it has to look amazing on stage. So when they come out, when the models come out to show the outfit, they're actually all dancing because it has to be like an outfit that moves and flows. Anyway, it's just so much fun, such a good show, and all the designers are like so bitchy and sassy and like couldn't be more camp. Like the show is so camp. It's amazing. So Dress My Tour. Check it out on Disney Plus.
Love that. Nice. Well, mine, I have. Okay, I got the most incredible. I want to say it's a facial, but it wasn't really a facial because it was like this massage, but for my face, and it I cannot tell you how incredible it was. I definitely fell asleep for some of it, which is, that shows how incredible and amazing it felt. A place called Cleanse Studio, Maddie, who is this
I'm so jealous you had this. She hit me up as well.
Yes.
But I couldn't do it because she lives so far away. But I was
well, she's closer to where I sort of live.
And I'm so jealous you did this.
Oh my God, Dina. Guys, this was... I get shivers thinking about it. It was, if you need something to just give you a little bit of reset, feel good, just that oomph of like, oh, that was good self-care, get this face massage thing.
She does like Chinese medicine with it, doesn't she? Like acupressure and acupuncture and such. Does she do the cups?
Well, she's got lots of different
tools.
What's the word I'm looking for? She offers lots of different types of facials.
Okay.
And so the one that I got, I don't specifically know what it was, but it was phenomenal. And it can help with fine lines and wrinkles, and it's the gua sha stuff as well. Yeah. She can do that kind of thing. So I pretty much just experienced like from my shoulders up, just this incredible massage.
Nice.
And she uses all sort of like natural things, and she does like, she's got, it's kind of like this background in the natural side of things and working. Yeah. Like I think sort of, I might be completely wrong in saying this, but that Chinese medicine kind of thing, but working like
that to me. I was
lymphatic
the lymphatic system.
Yeah, just the same kind of principles that with Chinese medicine of like getting the damp out and like just So it was so good.
When did you do that?
It was actually a few weeks ago now, but I wanted to.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I really wanted to have a good moment and the right time to have this as my recommendation, because it's just, oh God, it was good. Yeah, if you need some self-care, go to Cleanse Studio. We'll put it in the show notes. Oh yeah, amazing.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to the incredible Steph Claire Smith. It's been such a privilege, and we could just chat to you forever. So.
I know. I was looking at the time and I was just like, I don't want it to end. I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Come back anytime. We would love to have you at the Life Academy studio anytime.
Yeah.
And we love you guys. And if you're enjoying Life Academy, please subscribe.
Yeah. And let us know as well, because Dina and I have had a couple of little chats about what we should call you guys.
Oh,
and I think we're getting close.
We're getting
close to a name.
Next week we will bring the top two.
Whoa.
Okay. I've got next week I will bring the top two in my head that I have. Yeah.
I got a little bit excited about that then. But yeah, so we love you guys. Thanks for joining in.
Bell's gonna ring. We'll see ya next week.
Love ya.
Bye.